GM, we're live. We got a snap fail situation. We are off and running already, and we're in the one hole. So my goodness, my first Bijan Robinson share of the big board. But good morning, good morning, Chris. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate all of you. You put up with me streaming at some odd times. The mornings have been pretty hectic, but did not want to let another morning go by without going live at the normal time. There will be days I have to start at 9, but I'm glad to be back in the saddle here. Frog Clone, yo, GM to you, Frog Clone. Hope you're having a good start to your day. Let me pull the board up so people can see what's up. Steven WC, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great one. I don't know if I should think about moving my camera up to the top right like some other people do. But for now, we'll leave it here. But if it becomes a hindrance on the draft boards, let me know and we can change it. Jets drop bombs. GM, appreciate you. Hope you're having a good one. Jake says you're supposed to count down before you join. I mean, sometimes you just gotta let it rip. And also, you know, Davis is coming on at 10. So we're gonna try to get 2 drafts in. So I wanted to make sure that I started as close to 8:30 so that we could get 2 in. And so that is the goal for today, to get 2 drafts in. Chris, where you are is fine. All right, we will leave it. Always good to have Chad and the R2D2 mic, dude, flexing on us. This is like one of the cheaper mics that you can get on Amazon. But yes, this is my Star Wars era mic. GM to you, Joel. Hope you're having a good one. Good morning to you. Good morning. So the big board is off and running. I think this is big board 11 for me. Trying to get some of these in early before the ranks really start consolidating. Just if nothing else, than to get some different textures. I don't know if I'm getting any kind of like screaming ADP values or anything, but we're just going to get teams that look a lot different than we're going to get later. And maybe we will catch some ADP value. There are ranks out there, but again, we don't have combine information. We don't have senior or Shriners, senior bowl or Shriners information yet. So we're also still using like measurables of players from college, which are absolutely unreliable. The winner has been drafted. That is true. OTR, bad news. We're doing 2 drafts and then I'm signing off, and then Davis Maddock is streaming and I'll be watching his stream. I will not, but yeah, we're doing a little intro. I wish, maybe one day we could get Davis on, but for now it's this draft, another one, and then we'll see what we get. We got Bijan at the 2. Pickens, Henry, this range is kind of nice. I find myself taking Rashee Rice when I'm been around the 1-2 turn. I haven't had the 1 yet. Looks like he went a little early. I'll take Derrick Henry though. I'm pretty happy to do that. And then the question here is Pickens or Olave. I think Pickens will be back in Dallas, but I don't know, guys. I'm kind of into this Olave Shuck thing. This opens up Tyler Shuck as a later pick. I'm gonna IKB the ADP a little bit. It's possible it'll be hard to get Bijan Pickens teams if Pickens does rise up, but I don't know. I'm good with this. I did not love what I saw at the end of the year from Pickens. I will say that. It's a little terrifying. Yeah, Chris noting college measurables formerly known as lies. Yes, it is. They are not trustworthy. Email Cowboy says, howdy. Just ask Davis and I'll hop on. I will one day make the pitch, but for now, we will be rocking at 8:30 a.m. here. So, Emo, we'll have you on soon too. Do not worry. And also, by the way, Toxic Tower, huge congrats. They've hit their 500 plus subs. You can now join as a member. They've got cool emotes. They've got a Discord. So check out the Toxic Tower. Their show last night was great. I was in one of their stream drafts and it was a ton of fun. The Shrine was last night, and the Iowa QB looked good, apparently. Even made a good block. Oh, there we go. I don't know why. This is what happens when you have kids, is you miss the Shrine Bowl. And I mean, my God, what are we doing? But yeah, that's good to know. I will We'll have to check out if anything other than that came out. Thomas Awad, GM. Hey, appreciate you. Hope you're having a good one. GM Danny, good morning to you. Just quickly looking at the board, I don't see anything super noteworthy. In fact, this one seems kind of unique. Normally, the back half of the second round, I feel like a lot of these running backs have gone. Jeremiah Love and Barkley. I think this is right at ADP for them, but my last few drafts, I've seen them get pulled up or closer to the 1-2 turn. So it would be nice if they get spread out a little bit, because when you're drafting from 3, 4, 5, it's felt easy to get frozen out at running back. But if these are getting sprinkled in more, I'll be a little happier. If only Pickens always showed 100% effort. I mean, my God, the most mercurial of mercurial players. But I mean, he was dogging it in like relevant games, not just like, oh, I just don't care because the season's over. Like they were still alive, and he's just like not finishing routes and stuff. My God, Toxic Twunks. I know they say they don't know where the name came from, but wherever it was a stroke of genius. Chad, invite to the Toxic Towers. Always there has to promise to be as authentic. All right, yeah, we could let the people know. I'll have to come on. JT James Cook is nice. Yeah. JT Cook, AJ Brown, and Jalen Hurts goes very late. I don't think they could get him at 84. He typically goes on this side of the board. What's his ADP? I like Jalen Hurts a lot. ADP of 76. So I guess you theoretically could get him at 84. I don't know if he would last. Just noting in this room, we have someone go Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. So we might have to be a little leery about the quarterbacks. Oof. And now we're here. What do we do? I like Christian Watson, I think, over this range. We could eat our vegetables and take Swift. RJ Harvey's fine, but I don't know, man. I don't love the usage of someone we're paying this much for. Let's be no. I was gonna say let's take Tyson here. We have a pretty veteran bunch here. No, I'm taking DeAndre Swift. I know. I'm abandoning my Arizona State roots, not taking Tyson here. But running back goes off an utter cliff. I like this team so far. Bijan, Henry, Olave, Watson, Swift. Not the most fun team. Kind of a little vegetable-y, but I don't know. I like Tyson. I think he's fine. Obviously, for those who don't know, I went to ASU. I love my Sun Devils. Huge Scatabo fan. But again, some of these rookie receiver prices feel really high. Like, I just can't imagine clicking Tyson over Waddle. And Waddle, I think his ADP was in the 60s. I think it still is. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of the bull case for some of these guys. And you're taking them ahead of established receivers because it's more fun and it's the big board. I had a lot of fun drafting the big board last year, and I didn't win anything. So we're going to try to draft good players this year. Yeah, those twunks out there. GM Gunnar Ross, hope you're having a good one. Appreciate you. The Trump-loving criminal. I never dog it. Love the early consistency. Well, I appreciate you. I do my best to get on every morning. If I can't, I'll try to stream in the evenings. Stefan, you have to have 500 subs. You have to have 500 subs to get monetized. So, people, if you're not subbed, we would love to get to there. And I want to do some members something. But I want to make sure people enjoy it, and so we'll see. But it'd be pretty cool to get to 500. Emo Cowboy, I remember when we collectively settled weeks ago when we were first setting memberships and forgot to check or change it. It's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, the Harvey price is bad. I'm with you. I can't get there. It's too expensive. I assume this was about taking Swift. Yeah. It's not the most fun to click on the board, but I think it's one of the better ones, especially just if I pull up who's available at running back. Look at that. Javonte. I still like Ramondre. Pollard showed some signs of life towards the end of the season. If we think Tennessee's better, I actually do like Pollard. But then it's like question mark city here. There's some names you can click on, but it's hard to count on some of the production, whereas some of the later wide receivers I think are still somewhat interesting. We are proud to be Tower Twunk. Are we Tower Twunks or Toxic Twunks? I don't remember. Chris says most of the running back prices are too high. Seems like you're chasing last year. Yeah, I see that argument. But I also feel like this is 2 years in a row where, hold on, I think we take Hurts because I do like that at this price. Then what do we want to do? Hurts, Metcalf. Mike Evans, not bad, but we're starting to get some age cliff issues. I like QJ a lot, but maybe we just grab Metcalf here. Ugh, Metcalf is so dull, but we'll take him. So we'll go Hurts, Bijan, Henry, Swift, Olave, Watson, DK, Metcalf. This is the least big board team yet. No rookies. Everyone's kind of dusty, but we will see. But yeah, Chris, I don't know. I feel like 2 years ago we were all chasing early wide receiver firepower was like the name of the game. And we got dusted by the running backs. And then we adjusted and took more running backs last year, and then we still didn't do it enough. So I don't know. Again, I just think half PPR format where touchdowns are king, getting like just guaranteed touches and running backs is so valuable. I agree, Emo Cowboy. Let's get to 500. Appreciate you so much. I love having Harvey in Dynasty, but not in best ball with that. Yeah, it's kind of killer, man. I think I've subscribed to everyone, but if it helps, that's a good thing. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, the community really does support one another. I know it's trite to say. I know when people say community, it's usually like laughed at, but it is true. Like best ball streamers do help each other out, and we all do this because we love doing it. So I do appreciate the support. It's honestly fitting, Mike, that our channel and membership names are stupid. Yes, it's one of the better shows. The Toxic Tower. Chris says, I get the NFL defense med, etc., but these things cycle and people are going to be weak. And yeah, I don't want to be dead in the water in wide receiver. I feel like Olave and Watson, though, that's not bad. Watson looked very good at the end of the season, and I like this Olave Tyler Shuck situation. I feel like it could be pretty fun. Greg says, GM gang, big board convos. What a time. I know. It's January 28th, and we're having earnest discussions about 2026 NFL. My God. Greg says, Jets drop bombs. You're right. Drafted you yesterday and got stuffed in a locker attempting. It's so brutal. It's so brutal. You can get locked. I've gotten locked out on a couple teams, and then you're telling yourself story. I mean, it could work out. Zero RB has worked before, and if it felt good, everyone would do it, and then those prices would adjust. So I'm certainly not going to have no zero RB teams, but maybe until I start falling in love with some of these rookies, I'm going to have some trouble. Locked out of the old Twitter account. A tale as old as time, Emo Cowboy. We got to get you back in. Yeah, it was funny. It was a great stream. Watson feels like solid value given profile and ceiling. Yeah, with him, it's always just been injuries, and he was like finally healthy last year after he was unhealthy. If you missed a Chuba boat, just push the plane. Yep. Flyfish, yeah, I think it's more accepted. Wide receiver scoring isn't as potent. Half PPR and league meta-wise, wide receiver scoring is dead. Yeah, and like Chris notes, those things can be cyclical. But for right now, I'm going to be trying to make sure I get at least 2 or 3 running backs I feel like are going to put up points. All right, Gadsden goes. I like this Knicks price. I feel like Knicks is kind of underpriced a little bit with how early quarterbacks go. Well, Jeepers agrees. Jeepers takes him there. It's kind of interesting. Pittman's a little boring. I kind of like if I can... Man, do I do Pittman and Hubbard, or do I... Dowdle's interesting there. I don't mind Corum. Jadarian Price, I don't think is one of my favorite rookies. I'm going to grab another running back. And so we got Hurts, Bijan, Henry, Swift, Hubbard, and then Olave, Watson, Metcalf, and Pittman. So, yep, I like to start here. I think this is fun. This wide receiver range, I don't like Shakir. He's not the most scintillating guy, but I think he's, as Buffalo's slot receiver, that does hold a fair amount of value. I almost feel like if they add another alpha receiver, that's actually going to just make the passing game better. Could be a rising tide situation. Wandale, huge target earner. I think he's a free agent, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see where he goes. I'm not clicking Worthy. I don't love Jaden Reed. And this booty price, can somebody explain this booty price? Are we really paying this? This feels way too high. That feels way too high. I'm going to have no booty at pick 112 if that's what he's at. Trump loving criminal. I'd love to support more streamers financial, but I've gotten crushed doing last two seasons going 0 RB when I'm back above poverty. Yeah. 0 RB has been tough to pull off. You really needed to thread a narrow window to make it work. Thomas says, seems like time to mix in 0 RB with everyone fighting. Thomas, when you find some 0 RB targets you like, please let the class know, because it gets grim. It gets grim. OTR, wide receiver 2 is scoring down to opportunity, not efficiency, so those trends could readjust well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm also just trying to think. Other than Addison, there have been a couple high-profile wide receiver 2s. Last year, Addison to me comes to mind as someone that didn't work out, and I kind of blame the QB play. Waddle didn't really work out. Again, I think that was QB and just utter collapse. We were taking Mooney as a wide receiver 2. I think it was just Mooney was ass. I feel like there's just been a lot of specific kind of wide receiver 2s. We've also chased the wide receiver 2 in Green Bay and kind of gotten that wrong. I don't know. I just feel like there's been some Tampa, there was injuries. There's just been weirdness on a sort of individual level to where some of those things could change. That said, zombie running back room, Brooks, Mixon's, Big Najee, Chef's Kit. Yeah. Oof. Tough scenes. Tough scenes. Livefish says then bet on it. That's another, you raise a good point. You can always, if you have some of these takes on wide receiver 2s, just bet their props, bet their season long props versus threading the needle on the big board, where you could be right and then die because of pod luck. I'm not gonna pass on Wandale at pick 103. That seems a little crazy. I feel like Wandale, Juwan Jennings is we're sprinting to the podium there. I don't see a reason to take Goff or Baker with what we've got. Let's just do that. We can figure out tight end later. I'm not really sweating tight end. So, considering, we started with Bijan, Henry, Swift was early, Olave, Watson, Metcalf, Pittman, Wandale, Jennings. I like how this plane is flying currently. Yeah, Frogclone hasn't clicked booty. It's one of those I don't know if I want to get 0, but do I really see an outcome where I lose the big board because I didn't draft booty? I don't know. I love booty, but you're overpaying. Yeah, no, it's too much. Too much. Chris says everyone needs. It is true. It is true. Don't not click on that. My Lee Westfield. First of all, GM to you. Appreciate for butchering a name. I want to say Lee Westfield, from golf stuff. But GM Mr. Kendall. Hey, GM to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Jetshot Bombs wants to max next BBM, but playing more Wildcats puppy, nothing life-changing, but hobby-sustaining. Yeah. Some of the smaller contests are so much better for bankroll management. Absolutely. Mike Robb says, Wandale's the 101 with Dart close behind him. My blue tent. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're get credit for time spent in the blue tent. that's Woody Marks, though. Woody Marks is making a run at you there. Goods. First of all, Goods won the big board. For those of you who don't know, he was the big board champion last year. So appreciate you, Goods, for coming by. we'll take anything. We'll take any advice. My Les Westfield, but the glory of winning this is the ball knowers contest. As Davis has called it, the ball knower contest. I agree. This is, if you really want to be the sweaty champion, this is the one. Blue Tent Best Ball is a great channel name. That is pretty good. Wide receiver 2 is gotcha. As in wide receivers 13 to 24, not the team's literal wide receiver 2. Scoring is down. Okay, yes, that makes sense. That makes sense there. Sorry, OTR. Blue ball best tent is a different genre. Yes. Kevin's back. Another season, another bag of terrible likes. Wandale and Jennings. Miles. Oh my God, the chat is destroying me. Miles West. It's Miles. Oh no. Miles. I'm sorry, Miles. That got worse and worse. Dear God. Miles West. Miles. Yeah, disaster. Disaster on stream. Well, I'm sorry, Miles Westfield. That's easier to say than my Les Westfield. That was a tongue twister. Oh God. It's Miles with a Y. It's my fault with a Y. Yeah, congrats, Goods. I agree there. Oh, wow, Tyreek at pick 138 is frothy for Tyreek there. He typically goes in the 160s there. All right, we're coming back up. We are coming back up here. Quarterback is dying, and we need to do something. We missed out on Tyler Shuck. I'm afraid if I don't take double tap quarterback, we're toast. So the question is do we do Bryce Young or do we do... we're going to do Bryce Young. Are we doing Malik Willis or Cam Ward? That's my question. I like Cam Ward because you can get the late Titan stuff pretty cheap. All right, let's see if I'm fast enough to do it. We'll take Cam Ward. Malik Willis, I think, is going to rise when he signs somewhere. I'm assuming. I think there's a good chance he ends up being the Dolphins quarterback. In which case, I could definitely see him coming above this. He's got some rushing life, but I like the Cam Ward stuff because you can get pretty much the offense late as long as we don't get totally screwed here. Drafting at the turn can be a little weird because we gotta wait all the way for some of these picks, and some of these guys are getting a little trendy. So for the audio listeners to catch up, we got a 3-4-6-0. Hurts, Bryce Young, Cam Ward, and then Bijan, Derrick Henry, DeAndre Swift, Chuba Hubbard, Chris Olave, Christian Watson, DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman, Dale Robinson, and Juwan Jennings. I like this team so far. Sorry, Miles. Emo Cowboy, blame YouTube for losing the full @ instead of the chosen screen name. Yeah, it's weird. It shows up different every time. Chris says, is Tyreek going to play? I don't know. It could be anything from he's not medically ready to he retires to he goes to Kansas City. I don't think he's playing in Miami again. But, he could, if he returns to some level of form and he's playing late in the season, he's a guy that could be valuable at cost. So I'm not out on clicking a little Tyreek, but he's been MIA. Yeah. Chemo says Cam Ward. All right. Ward slightly less benching risk. Late day ball helps a ton for rushing. Yeah. I think they're going to be a better situation. He showed some signs of life. Miles says, I went into these thinking I'd be out on Malik Willis. He's been my most drafted QB. Well, him and Mendoza, there ends up being a panic, and it kind of depends on what room you're in. And so sometimes he's sort of the last resort. So after Willis, we had Penix go. And then let's see who's available. Kyler. We don't know if Kyler's starting. We don't know Daniel Jones's recovery time. He's also a free agent. JJ McCarthy he might not even be starting. If we knew Brissett was starting, we'd be taking him. Shadur, Ty Simpson. I took a Ty Simpson share out of sheer desperation once because I got locked out. Aaron Rodgers is going to rise when he resigns. But there was a draft where I needed a QB and was like, okay, I'll just click Rodgers late, and someone had the same idea. Everyone's taking 3 QBs. This elite 3,200 guy, like he has Mahomes and no quarterbacks. Like he might be in some trouble early in the season. Like if Mahomes isn't ready for week 1. What's all right? First of all, we take Juwan Jennings here. We take Juwan Jennings. What's this story with this Katron Allen guy? Why is his ADP so off? My recollection was that the Penn State running backs are secret ass. And I might just rather take Sean Tucker. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. This is a big ADP fall for this guy, but these ADPs can be a little phony. I'm going to take Sean Tucker. I don't know if I want the Penn State's RB2. I think he's the RB2 there. Either way, we took Sean Tucker and we took Juwan Johnson. Again, this team would be feeling a lot better if we had the Olave and Tyler Shuck, but we don't. We just have Juwan Johnson and Chris Olave unstacked. But so far, so good. Like the team. Greg drafted Cooper with confidence this time last year. You can survive a 0. Yeah, which is true. ADPs are fake right now. Yeah, that's the other thing. Katron Allen, best pass blocking back in the class, slow as hell. Okay. There you go. A little alpha there from Greg. But we've seen pass blocking get young players on the field. But getting on the field doesn't always help. I mean, LeQuint Allen's on the field a lot, and he's unusable. Secret Ass was my nickname at the Society. All right. There we go. We're getting, I hope that's not one of your, recovery questions at your bank. Like, what was your nickname? Now we know if we trying to steal Emo Cowboy's Chase account. Secret Ass should be one of our guesses. All right. Let's see. Let's pull the board up. People can see interesting stuff. We got Shadur Sanders. Someone thinks this is the Pro Bowl. J.J. McCarthy, Daniel Jones. All right. Mr. Katron Allen finally goes at pick 180. Could be a value. We'll see. I kind of like also Tesla at 170. That's, we could see a second year breakout there. I don't know. I like that a little bit. Some of these second year guys, especially if we think the rookie class isn't too amazing, should be taking some flyers on guys like that. All right, it's 9 o'clock. All right, I think we're pacing well for getting 2 drafts in today. So Calvin Ridley goes. We'll see where he ends up. I think he's another name I'm willing to click on. The same way we were taking Cooper, who didn't do anything. I think Ridley we could take. He might do something. Travis Kelce, I like that at 187 here. He's going to be back. All right, let's see. All right, what do we want to do? Demond Claiborne. Sounds like a fragrance brand. We got Tank Bigsby. We got Joe Mixon in his foot, which we don't know if it's actually attached or not. Let's see what we want to do. I hate taking rookies that I legitimately don't know anything about. Io Manor goes. Did I miss DK? I did. I missed DK. That's unfortunate. I think we just take Likely. And you know what? Let's not muck around. We've already missed on DK. Let's take our Gunnar Helm now. Gunnar Helm is the guy who I think is going to get kind of steamy. Could I have pushed him to the last round? Maybe. But on the turn, you never know. He's a guy I think people are going to start getting kind of in on. And with Cam Ward, I'd like something attached to Cam Ward. So 3 late tight ends, Juwan Johnson, Isaiah Likely, Gunnar Helm. Try to cobble together a room there. Jet Shot Bomb, what are the odds Cousins keep Falcons in contention early and Penix stays on the... I don't know. That's this is I think I might have missed that discussion on the Toxic Tower. PPR Tyler is is the resident Falcons fan. That situation to me is extremely murky, and I'm not taking either. That's probably wrong because there's one of them's likely the answer. But man, Penix has been injured every year of his life, I think. Like it's bad, man. It's brutal. And he wasn't even all that amazing when he was in. I don't know. I have some concerns about Mr. Penix. Ball is Life GM. Hey, appreciate you, Ball is Life. Hope you're having a good start to your day here. We see Joe Mixon go at pick 200. I actually got him last night in the last round. So people, it sort of depends if you have a Joe Mixon guy. I don't have any read on it other than it is entirely possible that he's back. And if you're getting him at pick 200, that's going to be a smash. And so in a 20-round draft, I'm willing to take a Joe Mixon punt, if you will, even if he doesn't have a foot. But yeah, it's his ADP has been a little all over the place. Penix is dead, says Greg. Oh no. Steve-O, hey, appreciate you, Steve-O. Steve-O over on the Fanspeak Network. Guys, if you don't sub to Fanspeak Network, you 100% should. Steve knows ball. Steve used to go out to the Senior Bowl, do interviews. He is plugged into the rookies. He even knows the defensive rookies. And to me, that's the sign of someone who is really deep in the trenches. So I highly recommend Fanspeak and Steve over there. But appreciate you. Fantasy Football Garage, GM to you. Likewise, another great streamer out there in the streets. Appreciate you so much, Fantasy Football Garage, who I believe was the Jeopardy champion on said Fanspeak Network. So again, someone who knows a great deal of ball. The Penix will rise, says Miles. I don't know, man. It could be rising on the bench, but we will see. The part of me wishes I'd taken one of those running backs because now we're in the bad place. My God. This is the part of the draft. This is the part of the draft where things are really sketchy. Man. Eric McAllister and Skylar Bell. Malachi Fields. These names are going to mean something to someone soon. I will take Vele. We'll just pretend that we have Tyler Shuck on this team. I don't see no one's making any suggestions in chat. I'm on my own with what to do here. Man. I'll queue up Christian Kirk for lack of knowing what else to do. We'll take Christian Kirk. Ugh, I don't know. This is pretty brutal. Bird enthusiast, first of all, good morning to you. Appreciate you. I have not clicked on Jordan Mason yet. I don't know where he's going to end up. Yeah, it's pretty grim. Kirk was hurt most of the year, and they still couldn't get Jalen Noel on the field over him. So, it's possible Kirk is just what's wrong? We don't like it? We don't like Christian Kirk? He's shown spike games. He had a spike game in the playoff with Noel just sitting there. Yeah, because I don't think Noel's any good. I don't know. I have trouble. Join the little board. All right, it sounds like the little board is looking for some people. Brazel. Again, I took Brazel in one, but it's like I don't know. He's the Tennessee guy. Tennessee receivers have been like Tennessee players have been like the path to poverty. I don't mind it. It's a lotto ticket. We kind of know what Christian Kirk is. So maybe that kind of dart throw is right. Brazel, I think he's like very tall, very skinny, but there you go. There's your Chris Brazel. Chris Brazel. We are Christian Kirk. Yeah. Kirk getting all kinds of routes after Noel finally did something was something. Yeah. We all thought we were gonna make it with our Noel bags, and then we were sorely mistaken. He was originally from Tulane. Well, there we go. There we go. The green wave. I don't know if that helps or not, but those like the Tennessee offense for some reason is always like particularly fraudulent and is kind of weird to parse the guys coming out of there. We've seen that with running backs. I'm trying to think of the last. I feel like there was another wide receiver in a similar vein, but anyway, we will see. Brazel, Cooper, McAllister, Fields all tickle my fancy based on draft capital projection. Yeah, we're going to take one of these running backs. Man, do we take Jaden Blue? Oh my God. Do we run that back? Or do we take like Mike Washington or something like that? I didn't even like taking Jaden Blue last year. He did look good in that one half before they benched him and let Phil Maffa run. Seth McGowan, sure. These are all names. These are. Kevin says we're out on Tennessee until further notice. Thank you, the management. Man, I think we're just gonna slap it up and take Jaden Blue. Ugh. I don't know, guys. This is so killer. I'm gonna take Mike Washington instead. I'm gonna do that. It's really hard for me to click Jaden Blue. I think Mike Washington, I feel like hopefully is like the Rocket Sanders that works. He's a big boy. We'll see. I don't think they like Jaden Blue very much over there in Dallas. We will see. All right, let me hop in another one. I meant to recap the team. Let me hop in another because I do want to make sure we get 2 done by 10. Waiting for 10, dear God. Dear God, we might have to see where the little board's at. What's the little board at? That's also waiting for 10. All right. Well, there we go. So recapping that team, we had Jalen Hurts, Bryce Young, Cam Ward, Bijan, Henry, Swift, Chuba Hubbard, Sean Tucker, Mike Washington Jr., Chris Olave, Christian Watson, DK Metcalf, Pittman, Wandale, Juwan Jennings, Devon Vele, Christian Kirk, and Juwan Johnson, Isaiah Likely, and Gunnar Helm. Don't mind the team. We went pretty light on rookies here. I think Mike Washington is the only one. So a lot of established veterans here. I feel like this team is fine. Hopefully we can get this next one rolling. Looks like some of you might have hopped in. We're waiting for 4. If anyone wants to get in, get on in. Yeah, Steven, honestly, Maffa's over Blue. At this point, he's more trusted. I feel like they're very different players, but I don't know. I don't love that they didn't seem to really be thrilled with Blue, and it's not like he has any kind of draft capital attached to him either. So I don't know. Chris says, if all my Tyreek were JSN and my Blue were Marks last year. Yeah, well, a lot of that going around. I was referring to I know you meant the Volunteers. We're all in on the Titans. All right, I got the 2-hole. Chuba after ADP. First I've seen that. There we go. He's been a little steamy, Greg. I agree. We got Goods. So we're facing last year's winner. We got myself at the 2. We got Kevin at the 4. Steve from Fanspeak at the 5. Mr. Vinegar at the 7. The Bird Enthusiast at the 8. We got Mr. Worth at the 11. My God. We'll appreciate y'all filling this draft. We'll see how we go. And we are off in 26 seconds. Chris says, Miles Westfield FFB are officially Miles. Oh, God. Terrible stuff here. It's tough. It's tough multitasking. I'll say that. It's tough multitasking. All right, but this will probably be a Puka team, barring what Goods does. I'm sympathetic to taking Gibbs, but right now, just trying to get a balance of these guys. Single entry, I think there's discussion if you want to do receiver or something like, or running back. But we'll start with Puka. It is a tough gig. It is a tough gig. Which reminds me, please, if you can, hit the like, hit the sub. We need you. We need you out there. It is tough, and we're doing our best. We're doing our best. Greg says, you have any concerns about streaming a majority of drafts and ending up mostly in rooms? Yeah, it is tough. I will say I am not doing, sorry, notification from school. Okay, everything's good. Yeah, again, I'll say I do a lot of this for fun. I want to win, clearly. I don't think it's impossible to have success in a stream draft, but I draft a lot off stream as well. So I will get plenty of volume down in different rooms at different times. But that's, yeah, no, it definitely, if you're grinding out every single EV edge in life, yeah, you probably don't want to stream. But again, I feel like if you're not having fun doing this, like I could, do other things where you know you're going to make money and not tie up your money for 12 months and then possibly end up with less of it. We're all here watching Chad and everything becomes a collective memory in bed. Appreciate you, Chris. It's not actually clear you want to win. Just that's fair. That's fair, Kevin. That's fair. Got to avoid these lunatics pre-draft season. Not possible this time of year. It's yeah. It's pre-draft drafters. I mean, it's you gotta love it. You gotta really love drafting to be in these streets drafting a contest that's not paying out until 11 months from now. Like it is, you have to really be into best ball and love doing this. And frankly, I'm glad there's enough people that love it and want to do it. That there's liquidity in the games and there's people that want to hang out and watch the stream and chat and stuff. So again, I should have tried to hold the room over a barrel for likes, but I trust you guys to hit the like and hit the sub, because that's what's going to keep us going. I mean, the Toxic Tower just hit 500 subs. Surely we're not far behind. Actually, they're hurtling towards 750 last I saw. So, my goodness. So here we go. So this time, remember, we had Love and Saquon went 2 spots later. These kind of things can make a big difference with some of your teams when you go receiver early. You can get pretty behind pretty fast. Kevin takes Derrick Henry. Like if we don't, I don't even like Chase Brown, but if we don't get him here, we're already in a little bit of trouble. So Broccoli Bowers goes. I'm not in love with Chase Brown this year. I think there's my take. I think the Bengals are going to draft somebody and it's going to get ugly, but that's pure vibes. All right, Rashee Rice goes. That's unfortunate. I like Rashee Rice quite a bit there. I have some interest in maybe T. Higgins. I like Olave more. Josh Allen is a little bit intriguing, but let's grab T. We'll build a Bengals. We'll build a bet on the Bengals here. Chase Brown, Puka, Higgins. This looks a lot like teams would do this, but with Jamar Chase from last year. So we'll turn back the clock a little bit, see if we can do something. Puka was obviously going towards the back half of the first round. So if you want to get your Jamar Chase, Chase Brown, T. Higgins teams, you can do it. But to me, that's a little too much on one team for your first 3 picks. You really got to get some kind of, they have to have an amazing season, and you have to have those teams involved in shootouts in the playoffs, I feel like, to take 3 on a single team. Good says, my winning team was drafted March 20th, but I had a second finals team that was on the 29th. Wow. Yeah, there you go. Miles says, early best ball is just data collection for how many sick Yeah, we're all on a list. Chris says, unless there's overlay, I can't do pre-draft best ball. Terrible ROI. I may as well give money to a bum in front of the liquor store. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I would just counter with, like, you don't have enough sample to know if you're, like, not good at pre-draft best ball or if it's not for you, like doing poorly in 2 seasons. But yeah, if you feel like it's a waste of time or money, then absolutely don't do it. But there's so much variance and so much luck and things that go into it to where you know. But yeah, I hear you. So Goods drafted the winner after the combine and free agency. That's what it sounds like. Steven, that's what I'm doing this year. Plus, I need a break. Absolutely agree with that. If you need to take a break, take a break. Like, this has to be fun. If it's not fun, you gotta not do it. Like, it is not worth it. It is not worth it if it's not fun. Slappies don't take breaks. Eventually, even the slappies have to take a little bit of a break. Oh, we're in the dead place again at running back. Dear God. Dear God. I'm not clicking Travion at pick 45. That's terrible. Poor old slappies do, yeah. All right. Burden goes. RJ Harvey goes. I'm not clicking Travion. I know we just did a Swift team, but I'm gonna take Swift here. We're gonna grab our Swift share. The sun keeps on shining. Sure does, Smiles. Sure does. Chris, my ROI after the draft has been positive. I don't do Superflex either. Yeah. Hold on. We are back up. Let's slap it up. Let's take Terry McLaurin. I mean, I just don't know what we're doing with some of these picks. I think things are going to be better in Washington. That, to me, Terry McLaurin at pick 50 feels pretty nice. Obviously, his ADP is what, 60? So would I prefer to get him over here? Yes, but he's not coming back to me at 71. I think I like him more than the mystery box rookies. I don't know. Opinions may vary. We see Steve taking Carnell Tate. There's too many of you guys to be reviewing all of your teams. I apologize. I'll try to note anything that comes up. Seal's got to get a full-time. Seal's got to seal. Yeah, it really is. Jake says everyone wants a top 3 pick until they get to the 4-5 turn. It's pretty killer, man. I'm going to end up with a lot of Swift at this rate. And I don't even really love Swift, but I feel like if you only have one running back at that point, you could really end up behind. Steve doesn't get the Hendo, or I don't either, Steve. I'm with you. I'm glad you're on board with that. Interested to see you took Tate over Lemon there. I think that's how the NFL's probably ranking him. But I know Lemon, I think, is the slappies are getting frothy for Lemon. Where's JCM going? I'll pull that up in a second. Yeah, I'm with you, RM Covers. First of all, GM to you. I hope you're having a great start to your day. I like Terry where he goes. Steven says, I will probably draft a few after the combine and a few after free agency, but really start when the schedule comes out. I also doubt I do Superflex. Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you there. I mean, whatever process you think works for you, 100% Carnell Tate, says Miles. All right. Thomas, golf one and done. Right now I have can't lay in, but I don't have it locked in. I need to finish researching. And I'm also debating using Xander. And I know people are like, you should save him for a signature event. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of talent this year on tour where I don't feel like I have to save Xander. But we'll see. I don't know. Greg says, if you get cute at the turn and went wide receiver early, you're in jail praying for Chuba. Yeah. I don't disagree. It's pretty thin. It's pretty thin there. All right, let's see what Nick does. Nick, please don't take Joe Burrow. Come on. Don't do it. Nick winds the clock. He makes us think. All right. I don't think Goods would take Burrow. I really like Michael Wilson. I'm going to take Michael Wilson and we'll push Burrow. If he takes Burrow, then so be it. I think I'd be very unlikely to see the turn take May and Burrow. I don't think that makes any sense. If they do, then we would take Jalen Hurts, I think. But let's grab Burrow. I still get a little queasy taking Burrow ahead of Jalen Hurts. I still find that kind of I said last year that was wrong. I still kind of believe it, but this team with Higgins and Brown, we need the Bengals to be rocking and rolling, so we'll grab that there. I love Michael Wilson. I don't care what the people say. Who's the bigger Swiftie now, you or Mrs. Candles? It's definitely me with how much Swift I'm drafting. Mrs. Candles is she likes Taylor Swift as much as anyone, but I wouldn't call her a Swiftie. Skeletor GM, sorry for running late. I've been getting jerked around at work. Hey, no problem. We're not taking attendance today. There's snow on the ground. It's if you're running late, that's okay. Steven, I agree that Jennings is going too low. I don't know. I've been taking Jennings. I'm definitely both Tyson and Tate over Lemon, but landing spot could change that. That's fair. That makes sense. Chris has Fannin at 73. Fannin is getting steamy. Fannin is he didn't get taken though yet, no. But that's his ADP. I think there's some FUD that with Stefanski leaving, we've seen peak Fannin. We'll see. I'm pretty sure Njoku's a free agent though, if I'm not mistaken. So I like Fannin. It does feel expensive. I'm okay taking him there. Steven says, funny, last year everyone was taking Burrow to keep Chase drafters without a stack. Yeah, the Chase drafter passed him, which I assume was Kevin. But Kevin already had Lamar Jackson, so again, makes sense there. Goods wasn't going to take Burrow. That was a good push. Yeah, you have to read your room, and it's not just because I know Goods won the big board, so he knows what he's doing. It just would be weird for someone to take. If he didn't have Drake May, then maybe. But even there, I felt like there was a drop off in the wide receivers I wanted from Wilson down to the next ones. Thoughts on Josh Downs' ADP? Feels like the forgotten man. I don't even know what his ADP is, but I have no problem taking Josh Downs next year. Miles says Fannin is falling from his OG ADP. Yeah, so is Pitts. I mean, Pitts opened at 42. I think I took him there in the first draft too, because that's like, I don't want to end up with no Kyle Pitts and he's going 40 picks later. Whoops. Didn't get CLV in my first draft. I'll tell you guys that. All right, let's see. Dak goes. We see a little mini run of quarterbacks going. We got T-Law, we got Dak, we got Kevin up on the line. He takes Gadsden. I think that's a little ahead of ADP. Yeah, at 108. So takes Gadsden over Kincaid and Laporta there. I mean, I think these things are fine. Are you the no? Okay. Mahomes goes. I think I take Chuba. I think we run that back with Puka, Higgins, McLaurin, and Wilson. I'm good just grabbing our King Chuba here again, seeing what happens. And by work, I mean delivering McDonald's breakfast for DoorDash via bicycle in the suburbs of Baltimore. It's a tough gig, especially when people cancel their orders. It's a little inside reference there. Do we take Dowdle and Chuba? They're not going to end up in the same place. I like Kincaid, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Dowdle because Dowdle's a free agent. If he goes somewhere and is starting, I could see his ADP rise depending on where he ends up. I'm willing to take that bet, especially again catching up. Chase Brown, Swift, Hubbard, Dowdle. Not the best running back room, but not the worst room you're going to find in some of these on some of these teams. Kevin says Fannin at 73 is nuts. I assume you mean too expensive, Kevin. Downs is a poor man's Khalil Shakir. I kind of feel like they're the Spider-Man meme pointing at each other, like they're the same guy. Greg sees it the other way. There you go. Game tight. First of all, GM to you, game tight. Appreciate you. Do you envision Tua starting week 1 for the Dolphins? Willis in Miami looks a possibility with I'm with you, game tight. I am drafting Malik Willis, and I'm not trying to make Miami stacks with him, but I see that happening. I think Tua has played his last snap with the Miami Dolphins. Shakir is attached to the better offense. Yes. This is true. I would rather have Shakir in fantasy than Downs. If you ask me as a GM who I'd rather have, I don't know. I almost feel like if you made me pick, I'd pick Downs, but I don't say that with any great deal of conviction. Yes, Fannin is too expensive. Feels like Pitts 2 years ago. Yeah, it's pricey, but man, Fannin was good. Fannin was good. Greg says, Chris, I agree. I think Downs would do more with Allen. That's all. That's fair. And Chris agrees. All right, so Shakir does go. So there ends the Shakir, the great Shakir discussion. All right, we're coming back up. Oh, someone asked about Krosky Merritt. I apologize. I missed that. I didn't go back to that. Pick 121. Pick 121 is where JCM is going. All right, what do we want to add? What do we want to add to this team? All right, hold on. Did I miss? Okay, Purdy went. I thought Purdy was still on the board. Why is Wandale falling so much? I don't know. I think I actually really do like Jennings. I'll grab Jennings on this team. I know we just did Wandale Jennings. I really like that, though. I don't know. This is an interesting part in the draft to me as well. I mean, Montgomery's somewhat intriguing. I don't think he's terrible. There goes Mr. Concepcion. I don't know if I want Sadiq. I think he's supposed to be the first tight end off the board. People do like him. He could be a slappy favorite. Let's take our first real slappy pick. We'll take Emmett Johnson here, running back from Nebraska. I think he's a guy the slaps are going to fall in love with. And now I only need one more running back to end this team and feel pretty good. So we got Burrow, Chase Brown, DeAndre Swift, Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle, Emmett Johnson, wide receiver room of Puka, T. Higgins, Terry McLaurin, Michael Wilson, and Juwan Jennings. Again, we've pushed tight end to the end, but I'm kind of okay with that. Fannin is a big wide receiver, says Chris. Artillery Frost, GM. Hey, GM2 Artillery Frost. Hope you're having a great morning. Likewise, Hartman. Appreciate you so much. Good morning to you, Hartman. Denzel Boston fell. Yeah, and I guess I didn't get a chance to take Denzel Boston, but I don't know. I still remember his dad, David Boston, which is one of those things that makes you feel old when you remember a player's dad, like in the league. I think he ended his career on the Dolphins, if I'm not mistaken. He was huge. He was like more into bodybuilding than playing football by the end. 121 for JC. Oh gosh, I don't know, Chris. I feel like we see a world where JCM is like nearly practice squad by the end of the season. I don't know. Tampa Bay, best overall values, easiest mega stacks that feel good. I don't know if I've done enough to say I know, but I do find myself being happy if I get like Olave, Shuck, Vele, Juwan Johnson kind of thing. I'm kind of into that. And you don't have to worry about the running back because I don't think it's Kamara. They're probably going to draft somebody. The Titan stuff is super cheap. Like you can start that stack in like round 13 or something like that. I think Bo Nix is a little undervalued, around pick 100. I wouldn't have said that last year, but there's like guys going ahead of him that I'd rather have Nix. In some of the Denver stuff is like free. Like Mims has gone undrafted, which I don't fully understand. I feel like we were taking him in the 120s. Spike week guys, I don't know. Skeletor says Jennings is a giga smash. I'm with you. I think he's way too cheap. Steve-O wondering if Wandale will be back in New York. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that too. Eli Stowers graded out higher than Sadiq in the stuff. Okay, there we go. It's all over my screen. What is arm covers? Is he okay? I don't know who we're talking about. We got to make sure there's no injuries. JCM and Woody are getting replaced, right? I don't know. I think JCM will, but Kevin says he's not a practice squad and is calling me a silly goose. Well, I wear that as a badge of honor, as a silly goose. All right, Mendoza goes. There goes Kittle. Man. This is brutal. Kind of brutal. I'm taking Malik Willis here because I like Ferguson. I wish I could just click Ferguson, but I don't want to only have one. I don't want to only have 2 QBs. Yeesh. Maybe I should have tried to push Willis. I don't know. That might have been bad. I probably shouldn't have taken Willis there and hoped he came around. Fergie here feels like a smash, but let's just take Ward. I don't want to end up locked out at quarterback, and we could see that happen here. We've got a bunch of people with 1 quarterback. We got 4 people in a row with 1 QB. It could dry up completely. So we'll grab that. Yeah. All right, let's see. But yeah, Hartman, I don't know. Woody Marks looked terrible, but it's possible that the team really likes him. I mean, they traded up to get him, but it's also possible that he was. I mean, I don't think he was ever intended to be like a workhorse. And if he's just their satellite back, I think they might really like him there, where you're getting him 9 to 12 touches a game, and they bring someone else in for the kind of between the tackles-y stuff. I could see that happening. So I could see Woody Marks retaining a little bit of value, but not being like outright replaced or completely dead. Chris says, not sure about the practice squad JCM. His stats were decent on offense, but that's fair. I mean, maybe I'm being a little harsh on Krosky Merritt, but I don't know. He doesn't have a ton of draft capital. I just worry about those guys that don't have like tons of draft capital attached to them with changes on the like coaching staff. Greg says, love the Saints play even if the garbage men. Yeah, you'll get lots of volume. Yeah, absolutely. Jennings to Tennessee. All right. Sure. I wouldn't mind that on this team. We got Ward. Ball is life. I've seen really people like the tight end. That's interesting. Ball is life. I feel like I haven't heard that, but it is possible. It is possible. Again, I'm just starting my like college research here. Pacheco Khan from KC, total rebuild at running back. Scoop Smith for Bieniemy coaching. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do Brashard Smith again. I did a lot of that last year. Can we agree that Herbert QB5 in the 6th round? We did this 3 years ago and it didn't work out, right? Was it 3 years ago? I'm with you. Way too expensive. Io Manor feels like young Jennings. That is a very generous assessment of Io Manor, Greg. I would say. Brashard Smith might set the record for targets per route run. Oh yes, the Kadarius Toney Memorial Award for fraudulent yards per route run. You can see it. Steve says, yeah, the back half of the QB draft is why I went Mendoza. Tries. Yeah. No, I like the Mendoza click there because it's really grim. For some reason, I thought Woody went later, 4th rounders. Well, they traded a 3rd to get him, I think is the issue. Michael Trigg FC. Nez, first of all, GMTU, appreciate you coming by. And now I got to figure out what Michael Trigg FC means while I'm trying to draft a team and keep up with chat. So just throwing confusion into the ranks here. And let's take Shamir DK, and then we need a tight end. We need somebody who's playing football next season on this team. 2026 is a good year to be a solid running back without draft capital. Not as much draft capital. Yeah, I imagine some of these guys, like, their whole career is different depending on, who they come out with or, what their competition is like from the draft. Let's take Likely here. Barner is a little scary with a fully healthy Arroyo. I don't know where that ends up with. Dalton Schultz is fine, but we'll take Likely. It feels like a little bit more possible upside there. All right, hold on. Okay. So, all right. Oh my God, I clicked off of my thing. All right, here we go. Oh, the fan club. So we're in on Michael Trigg, the tight end. Is this Trigg? Michael Trigg, ADP 136, 236. I mean, my God. All right. Well, we now have a late name we can click. Chris says 2026 is a good year to be. Oh, I read that already. Steve says, I do think Rodriguez outplayed JCM. JCM had a couple splash plays, but he fumbled more, missed some key blocks, and play for play wasn't as consistent. Yeah, I mean, again, it's scary when they're starting Jeremy McNichol ahead of you. It is. Herbert with McDaniel at OC, sure, but 5th round Herbert. Oh, it's expensive. It's so expensive. It's so expensive. I don't know. Stowers is this year's fan end. So now we're getting people are just throwing tight end names who may or may not be real players. Nez, we know some of us have to know ball. Nez, that's why you're here. This channel utterly fails without the chat who know ball. You know, some of us haven't done enough drafts to take the tight end 7 in the class. But you know what? I guess was that where like Gadsden was last year? We could see. This could be a Michael Trigg team. But then again, Nez, you famously, you wanted me to draft a Stidham team, and then I took Stidham instead of Puka Stafford. And who knows? I could have won the main BR. Like that could have been the one. So I don't know. We have a tendency to get take locked out here. Let's see what's going on though. Kelsey went at 171, so he's been rising. Trigg is a big boy though. I mean, I would hope so. If you're going to play tight end, you can't just line up in the slot the whole time. I mean, you gotta do a little bit of blocking there. You can't be too small. AJ Barner's still here. So is Dalton Schultz, Colby Parkinson. Woof. We are it's getting late here. It's getting late here. Some of these picks are feeling less and less comfy as we go on. Just looked and his blocking is not good. I thought he was a big boy though. What happened? He's big and you just go around him. Seems not great. All right, let's see what Nick does here. He takes Seabell. We're just gonna take Joe Mixon in his amputated foot. I'm willing to buy Joe Mixon at pick 191, and we'll see what happens. And this is another Nez pick. Nez tweeted yesterday some bearishness on Mixon. So Nez, I'll take Mixon in, and maybe we'll see about taking Trigg. We'll see. Dowers, hold on, I can't read that yet. I gotta make a pick. All right. Speaking of, I don't know about Trey Harris, but let's take Trey Harris. He could be. Uh-oh. All right. Stowers went 62, 770, and 4 this season. I mean, that sounds good for a collegiate tight end. I'm just reading stuff off the internet. I mean, that's what we're doing. Yeah. See, look, Miles likes Mixon, and Nez just says, dude. I'm easily influenced. Torrey Horton too low. Torrey Horton's too low. I'm hearing now. Ball's Life says, do we know if James Conner, Kamara, Aaron Jones are getting cut? I do not know. I don't know the full extent of the James Conner foot injury, but it's kind of terrifying. Older running backs with bad feet as I draft Joe Mixon. Aaron Jones, I don't know. He was pretty disappointing last season. Again, I don't know what the Vikings plan to do with their backfield. It could be, it's pretty murky right now. Mixon, again, I said this last stream. I think it's like a Frankenstein thing. Like I think if you saw his foot, it would not match his other foot. It would be like a different skin tone. Like it's grafted on from a donor foot, and they're just trying to make it work. Barner 40 picks past ADP. I'll take it. Yeah, at a certain point, I feel like anyone has a price. Feet are overrated. You only need one. For many things, yes. For playing running back in the National Football League, no. But let's try to figure out where we're at. We got Burrow, Malik Willis, Cam Ward, Chase Brown, DeAndre Swift, Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle, Emmett Johnson, and Joe Mixon. Wide receiver room of Puka, T. Higgins, Terry McLaurin, Michael Wilson, Juwan Jennings, Shamiri DK, and Trey Harris. So it's a little light in the tight end room. I feel good about our running backs, to be honest with you, even with Joe Mixon as our flyer. We need one more receiver and two more tight ends. We'll see what the room hands to us. If you're a Dolphins kicker, you only need 1.5 feet. I don't follow Chris. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. Let's see though. What do we want to do? What wide receiver is fun? Do we take our friend Chris Brazel? I mean, we could, right? We did talk about that. Can I interest you in Brazel as the last wide receiver? Well, it sounds like it was meant to be. That's what I'm hearing, is that this is a Chris Brazel team. It's hard for me to take Chris Brazel ahead of Marvin Mims, but you know what? For you, Fantasy Sports Bonanza, let's live a little. We will take Chris Brazel, add him to the crew. Oh, Tom Dempsey reference. Gotcha. Sorry, Chris. I'm unfortunately not there. Seals still slapping for Wicks. Oh, the Seals have to have given that up, right? And let's take Gunnar Helm. Gunnar Helm's going to keep rising. We'll grab him. We will grab him. Don't sleep on Ted Hurst. Let's see. Ted Hurst. Wide ADP of 239. My goodness. We're deep into it now. When we're taking Ted Hurst. It is truly big board season. Let's see. Where is he slated to go? I don't even know. I don't know what he's like. I see him ranked as like wide receiver 22 on something I'm looking at. Skeletor. I might be sleeping on Ted Hurst, man. I got to be honest. All right, where are we? Steven, I remember Dempsey as a Saint. I'm like struggling to remember Tom Dempsey at all. I'm sorry. Caden Johnson, first of all, GM2, hope you're having a great one. I am not doing another one after this. This will be the last one. Davis comes on at 10, so I will be signing off and probably watching that stream then. But appreciate all of you so much for coming in, hanging out. I think we scared off Nez after we took Joe Mixon. But for those of you who stuck around, I appreciate all of you so much. This has been so much fun. We will be back tomorrow at our normally scheduled time. Hopefully without some of these distractions we've got going on. Dempsey was the first to kick a 63-yard field goal. All right. Was that the one that was in Mile High? I feel like that record stood for like forever. Wide receiver 12 in my stuff. Truly a slappy pick. Oh my God. Dear God. Who is remembering Tom Dempsey played in this? There are those who remember. It's tough to go from 10-minute drafts to hour. It is tough. Chris, that's later. Oh no. Dempsey retired well before we were born, had the field goal record for years. Okay. Well, I don't feel as bad not remembering Tom Dempsey. I remember him. I am old. I hope he definitely had to have had the single bar helmet, because that's the sign of a true football player. Or maybe he played long enough he didn't even have a face mask. Hey, Crutches, hello, GM to you. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. We scared off Nez with taking Joe Mixon, which was unfortunate. Pepperidge Farm remembers. He had the helmet, yes. The helmet with the single bar. You love to see that. All right, let's see. Michael Trigg. This is what Nez says. He says this is the ball knowers selection. 6'4", went to Baylor, 240 pounds. All right, let's do it. This is going to be a Michael Trigg channel. We're going to pass over Cade Otton, Evan Ingram, Max Clare, and take Michael Trigg. Oh, pulling Trigg. Oh my God, this is our new pick here. I mean, he's got a cool nickname and everything. Yeah, I'm sold. Marvin Mims is like about to go undrafted, which to me is a little crazy. But when you can take Michael Trigg, you simply got to do it, people. So this team: Joe Burrow, Malik Willis, Cam Ward, Chase Brown, DeAndre Swift, Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle, Emmett Johnson, and Joe Mixon. Wide receiver room of Puka, T. Higgins, Terry McLaurin, Michael Wilson, Juwan Jennings, Shamiri DK, Trey Harris, and Chris Brazzell II. Isaiah Likely, Gunnar Helm, and Michael Trigg. So kind of a wonky tight end room, but I think we made it work. All right, we got a few minutes before we get out, so let's check in on some friends and family here before we go, because we don't have time for another draft. You took Trigg in 9th grade. Smart guy there is Chris. Looks like we have a Pro Bowl. Yeah, no one took Shadur. Real quick, who didn't go? No one took Shadur. Someone must have taken Ty Simpson. Someone took Penix. Interesting. Wide receivers. No one took Gordon. No other names sticking out. Again, Mims to me sticks out. No one took Cup. Flournoy. Could do worse. On Ingram. Yeah, tight end. Tight end got thick here. All right. Goods. Last year's winner. Drake May, Baker. So he went 3.683 as well. May, Baker, Stroud, Bijan Warren, Jonah Coleman, Braylon Allen, Isaiah Pacheco, and Jaden Blue. Wide receiver room of Nico Collins, Rashi Rice, Jordan Tyson, Mike Evans, Casey Concepcion, Tank Dell, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Williams, and then Sam Laporta, Hunter Henry, and Dalton Schultz. Let's see your quarterback. Yeah, I like your team here. Goods. A nice mix of rookies and vets. I feel like this team makes a lot of sense. Kevin only 2.774. Kevin marches to the beat of his own drum. For those of you who don't know Kevin, he does what he wants. Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy, Henry, Ken Walker, Krosky Merritt, Charbonnet. Not afraid, but a little bit of ADP value. Rashad White, Brian Robinson, Brashard Smith, Jamar Chase, Luther Burden, Parker Washington. So buying the rise there. Ricky Pearsall, Pittman, Rashad Bateman, Tez Walker, and then 4 tight ends: Gadsden, Kittle, Andrews, and Tonjes. Interesting idea going Kittle and Tonjes. Hadn't really considered doing that. Maybe in a 20-round draft, you could do something like that. You're also the Purdy team, so like the team there. Kevin trying some different stuff. Steve went 3.773. Dak, Stafford, and Mendoza. Jacobs, Ramondre, Katron Allen, Sean Tucker, Caleb Johnson, Devin Neal, Emmanuel Wilson. I've had trouble getting a read on whether we should be clicking on Caleb. I always get nervous about the kind of bust sort of or unliked running backs with a change of regime. But yeah, at pick 212, maybe it's worth a flyer there. But yeah, again, interesting to see Steve take Caleb there. JSN, Pickens, Devontae, Carnell Tate, Steph Diggs, Denzel, Boston, Rashid Shaheed, and then Ferguson, Colby Parkinson, and Barner. So he also pushes tight end to the end there. Like the team there. Steve, Mr. Vinegar. He goes T-Law, Nix, and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sort of the break glass QB towards the very end. It sounds like he'll be back. Jonathan Taylor, Jeremiah Love, Kyron Williams, Tyrone Tracy, Nicholas Singleton, and Najee Harris. Zay Flowers. So again, had to wait a little bit on wide receiver because went early running backs. Malachi Lemon, Sutton, Wandale, Josh Downs, A.D. Mitchell, Io Manor, and Jacoby Lane. And then ends with Pitts, Strange, and Sanders. So yeah, Pitts at pick 79. His ADP continues to slide there. Not bad from Mr. Vinegar. All right, let's see. Mr. Worth. Mr. Worth goes Herbert, Love, and Mac Jones. A-Chain, Bucky, Tootin, Montgomery, Vidal, Bigsby, and Wright. So, excuse me. Yeah. Taking the early Justin Herbert here does end up pairing him with Ladd, going London, Ladd, Waddle, Golden, Booty, Ayuk, Horton, and then tight end room of Fannin, Ferguson, and Stowers. So, yeah, pretty good team here from Mr. Dubs. And then, all right, if anyone else was in here, let me know. Good draft. Hey, appreciate you. I think we got along well enough here. You at the turn, me right after. I think that was fine. Steve says, not a great fan of my running back room. Let me see. Who did you have again? Yeah, I'm having real trouble with Jacobs at 29. I like Ramondre. I don't know enough about Katron Allen to have formed an opinion. I like the Tucker click. And yeah, a bunch of like, hopefully the backup kind of guys. Kevin says, my build was a full 49ers and Ravens stack, running it back and hoping it for health. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. And Jake says, got to shift to some UD opens for the next 24 hours. Absolutely. I will say, if you're playing Showdown on DraftKings, make sure to use guys playing the North course. Don't get cute. Don't say, oh, this guy's going to be unowned. It's going to be unowned because it's way harder. The South course is way harder. You're getting too cute. Just stack the North course. Everyone else who's not doing that is paying the rake. It doesn't really matter for week long. I don't think there's any kind of weather edge, so you don't have to worry about that. Everyone's going to play both courses once, and then there's the cut. But if you're doing single day stuff, please do not be using guys on the more difficult South course. One and done right now is Patrick Cantlay. I will let you know tomorrow morning if that changes. We will see. But everyone, this was a ton of fun. If you can, please hit the like, hit the sub. These things all help. My voice is dying, but we'll soldier on. I will see you all again tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Same great time, same great channel. Appreciate y'all so much. Take care, everyone.